and you have to clear that exam, and the marks will be reflected in your memos as well as in your percentage. There will be some set of marks, right? Right. So everybody, so welcome people. So today we will start the session on C programming for lateral entry bridge students. Is that clear, everybody? Now let us start the session. Okay, so let me start with the basics actually. So we want to tell you what is the C language features, and as well as the applications of C language, and which is the environment where you will start the session. Okay, and as well as per yesterday we told that. So today we will try to discuss input and output in C language, as well as data types in C language and operators in C language. We'll introduce today, and we will try to tell the basic 10 programs today. Okay, and if any doubt, please let me know. We will as soon as when we ask you. Okay, so as I am not seeing the messages, we will try to see the messages also in between. If anybody want to tell anything, please unmute yourself and you can speak out. Is that clear, everybody? Okay, now let me start my session. So let me use my some online tutorials also in order to save our some time. Okay, right. So we have some online tutorials like tutorialpoint.com, where you will have a very nice notes in C language, and as well as javapoint.com, and as well as learn C programming, and some other tutorials also we'll love to use it. Is that clear, everybody? So let me start the session. Okay, so why we want to learn C? Why we want to learn C? So here we told we are the C language is very easy to learn, and it is a structured programming language, and it produces an efficient programs, as well as it is able to do low level programming as well as high level programming. That's why it is called as middle level language, and it is a compiler based language. Okay, so these points we have already discussed yesterday. Okay, is that clear? So C language is a compiler based programming language where the source code will be compiled, then the compiled code will be executed. So as in order to make some facts about the C language, so it is invented by Dennis Ritchie at Bell Laboratories, and using C language only we have developed Unix operating system. So that Dell Laboratories people have developed Unix operating system, entire operating system in C language. Okay, so and C is the successor of B language, which is already there in 1970s. Then later they have improvised. Is that clear? So the Unix operating system was totally written in C, as we told, and the C is the mostly wide used programming language. And for any language, if you want to learn, C is the basic one. And these are the set of applications where C is already utilized. Like using C, we have developed operating systems, language compilers, assemblers, text editors, print spoolers, network drivers, modern programs, databases, language interpreters, and utilities. All these can be developed using C language. So we can also say these are the applications of C language. Is that clear? So using C language, you are able to develop all these things. Is that clear, everybody? Is that clear? Right. Now, and as we told, and every file will have some extension, whereas C program extension is what? .c. Is that clear? I think someone want to say something. You want to say something, people? Anybody? Anybody want to say something?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So as we did, so for first 5 to 10 minutes, let me cover all the English of C language, where it is a history of C language we will try to discuss, then features of C language, and how to install the C language software. Then we will tell you. Then we will jump to the actual C programming. Okay. So we would like to show you the picture of the person who have invented C language. He is the person who is Dennis Ritchie. I hope you are able to see this picture. Yeah, so he is the one who invented C language. Yeah. So the person who have invented C language is Dennis Ritchie. Is that clear? At Bell Laboratories. Is that clear? Right. So that you can identify at least. And this is a history of C language here, people, where in 1960s only Algol was there, BCPL was there, B. Traditional C was started from 1972 by Dennis Ritchie. Okay. Then later it is improvised, standardized successively. And by 1990, the ISO committee and 89, the ANSI committee has certified this C language. And it is standardized in 1999. Is that clear? So this is a brief history of C language. Is that clear, everybody? It is not required, but in order to, and yeah, thank you so much, people. Yeah, thank you. Right. Now let's go to the features of C language. As we told, what are the features of C language? We would like to tell you the basic features of C language. Okay, as we told already yesterday, also we told you it is a simple language. Okay, and it is machine independent and portable. Portable means the program which we have developed in one system can be executed in other system. Okay, it is a mid-level programming language and structured programming language, and it is having a rich library, and it is able to do memory management, fast speed, and it is having a pointer support. What is a pointer we'll discuss later, which is having an address we are able to access. Okay, and it will support recursion as well as it is extensible. Is that clear? So C is having a lots and lots of features, and it is very easy to understand. It is very easy to learn, and once you know this one language, it is very easy to learn other languages like Java, Python, PHP, Perl, and .NET, etc. Is that clear, everybody? So this is about features of C language. Okay, and how to install C languages? Here we have installed a tool called as Developer C++. Okay, so go to the Google and type download and install Developer C++, which you are able to execute the programs in Windows environment. Is that clear? So if at all you want to execute Linux environment, built in it will support all the programming of C language, straightforward, without any installation. Okay, if at all you want to develop programs in Windows, you can, one of the tool is Developer C++. Go to Google, type download and install Developer C++, and a file will be downloaded, install it, then you are able to open it. So this is a screen where you are able to type the things. Is that clear? So today I will show you the programs in Developer C++. Is that clear? So right, so this is a tool here where I am using Developer C++, which I've already installed already. That's why I'm able to open straightforward. Okay, right. Now let me show you. So as we told, we are assuming that nobody knows anything. We are starting from basics so that everybody will understand. Is that clear? So we begin from the first line of the program to basic structure of the C program also. Is that clear? So the first C program we would like to explain. This is what we have yesterday explained. Hope you remember yesterday we have typed one program. Okay, here you go. So here we have writing a printf hello world, and we are not writing here return 0, so that you will not understand right now. So we are only saying hello C language. It's a basic program we would like to type, and the first line we always prefer to type a comment. Program to welcome C language. Is that clear? So we will explain each and every line of the program. So this is a basic structure you need to follow. Okay, right. Right. So every program, entire program till all these 15 days, you have to write the code between the int main. That is in between the 4th line to 9th line, whatever the space provided, there you have to type the program. Okay, so that until you will understand each and everything. So let me start from the first line. The first line is about the comment. Comment means what? It will provide the documentation, and which will also provide the help about the program. The program is for the, what is the purpose of the program, who wrote the program, and why are you writing that program, and what is the use of the program that can be written and which will not be compiled. So what do you mean by comments? We'll discuss. Comment will provide the documentation of the program which will not be executed or compiled, which will only provide the help about the program. And comments are two types actually, single line comments and multi-line comments. So the example what we are showing is single line comments, which will begin from double slash, forward slashes. So whatever you write with double slashes, that will not be compiled. And the second line will be a header file. Okay, so as we told, the 60% of the code is already available, which is having a C is having a rich library where we are adding standard input output so that all the basics IO operations can be performed easily. Is that clear? So we are able to print and we are able to accept both using standard operations. So in the second line, we are adding the basic IO operations into your program so that you can do the programming easily. So that means what? We are using already written code in your program, and as well as we are going to write some piece of code. So in the third line, which is called as main, so everything in the C programming will be the basic starting and ending point of the program is main function. So if you take a television example, the TV, even if you have hundreds of channels, but main will be the beginning point of the TV and main will be the ending point of this TV. Okay, so in the TV, remote is the beginning and ending point, whereas in the programming, main will be the beginning point of the program and main will be the ending point of the program. Is that clear? So even though the program size goes to 1 lakh lines, still main will be the beginning and main will be the ending. Is that clear? So the same strategy should be followed. So why I am writing int here, we will express later. Okay. Then the fourth line will be a flower bracket start and the ninth line will be a flower bracket end. And whatever the code you want to write, that you are going to write here. And the one line what I am writing here, it is called as printf. So what do you mean by printf? Printf is an output statement using which you will print the message on the screen. So whatever you enclose in the double quotations of printf, that will be printed as it is. Okay. So let me write this. Hello, bridge students, bridge lateral entry students, lateral entry students, welcome to the C programming. So I have typed some big line. Okay, programming. Okay, C programming. Thank you for learning. I have typed a big line actually. Okay, but let me see whether it is how it is getting printed. So this is a basic piece of code I would like to execute first. So this is our first program here, people, in order to show you how to type, run, compile. Is it clear? So three things will be there in steps in developing C program. First step is what? First step is what? Write a source code. Write the source code. That is the first step. Then second step will be what? Compile the source code. And the third step will be execute the code. Execute. So write, compile, and execute. Execute. Is that clear? So first thing what we are doing is here, first thing, writing the code. That's what we are doing here, writing the code. Now once you write the code, you have to save it here. Okay. So I am saving my file with first.c as my file is first. So always program name must be given with meaningful names here. Okay. So that by looking at the program only you should understand. Don't save with your Raju.c, Sita.c, etc. Always save with meaningful names right now from the beginning. Okay, so I have saved my program with .c. If you don't give .c, it will not get compiled. It will be treated as text file. Okay, so in the Windows environment, you can directly by using a menu bars, you can here there will be a menu bar called as execute menu bar, where you will have a compile button, run button, compile and run button, and so many other options you will be having in each and every menu bar. Whereas in the yesterday we have shown the Linux environment where you are using some commands to write the program, command to compile, and command to execute. Whereas in Windows everything is menu based. So straightforward, you will have a shortcuts. Is that clear? So F9 to compile, F10 to run, and F11 to compile and run, and so many other menu bars also you will be available. So right now I'm compiling and running here. So compile and run, and we'll get the output here, people. Just a moment. Yeah. So this is the output you are getting here, where I'm writing hello bridge lateral entry students, welcome to the C programming and thank you for learning. This much big message I have typing. Is that clear, everybody? Is that clear? So let me increase the font so that everybody will able to see here. Are you able to see? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If it is, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, this is also better. Yeah. So this message I'm able to generate. Okay. So this, if at all you want to print anything, what you have to use is you will use printf. So I am able to print the message on the screen using my first program. So every program we are going to learn 1 point extra. Okay, so let's go back to the program. How you are able to print? In printf double quotations, whatever you give, that will be printed on the screen. Is that clear? Now my second task will be what, like yesterday, I don't want to print in this big line. I want to print in multiple lines. Okay, so if you want to print in multiple lines, some people may think that if you write multiple printfs, will it print in multiple printfs? Let's see here. Okay, so let me write a multiple printfs here, printf, and I am writing double quotations. And one more important point, every statement in C language will be terminated by semicolon. If you see here, from 5th line and 6th line, both are instructions. Whereas 1, 2, 3 are the beginning of the program, they are not terminated by semicolon, but the instructions are terminated by semicolon. Is that clear? So I'm writing at least 3, 4 printfs here, so that let me see whether they are printed in the different lines or not. Even though if you write multiple printfs, will they print in different lines or not? I want to see. So first, hello bridge lateral entry students, I want to keep it in the first printf. Okay. And in the second printf, I want to print something else. So this welcome to C language, I want to remove from the first printf. Okay. Yeah. So in the first printf, I am saying hello bridge lateral students. Okay. So in the first printf, I want to say hello students. Okay. And in the second printf, I want to print something else. Whereas the bridge lateral entry students, I want to keep it in another printf. Yeah. And welcome to C programming. And this thank you for learning. Let me keep it in another printf. So here I am using 4 printfs. So if you observe 4 printfs, all printfs are used to print the message. So whatever you give in double quotations, that will be printed as it is. Have you understood the first point? So please follow the same structure. First line is a comment for what purpose you are writing a program. Second line is hash include stdio.h, so that you can add some input and output operations in the program. And int main must be compulsory because it is a beginning point of the program and ending point of the program. And whatever you write in between in the main, that will be run. So in this program, I am learning the printf, where printf will print the message. Okay, so whatever you enclose in the double quotations, that will be printed as it is, except 2 things. Remaining all are printed as it is. What are the 2 things? Let me see. One thing is format specifies, and the second thing is escape sequences. We will tell you later what are the format sequences, what is format string, and what is escape sequences. But let's see. If you are now, my doubt is, if you write multiple printfs, will it print in 4 different lines? Anybody? Let me see.
No, sir. It will
Yeah,
print in
let
one
me
line.
see here. Very good. So let me see the compile and run here. Okay. Now, as we told yesterday, first step is what? Write the program. That we have completed. The second step is what? Compile the program. Compiling the program means what? Converting source code to machine code. We understand C language code, but system will not understand C language code. After the compilation only, the machine code is generated, that machine code is understood by C language. And whereas third step is what? Execute. That means what? Running the code. So execute or run the code. Is that clear, everybody? So three steps: write, compile, and run. So the first step is what? Write the code. Second step is what? Go to compile and compile the work. So after compilation, if you have any errors, it will be displayed. And there are no errors, no errors. So if there are no errors will not be displayed. So here the errors will be displayed actually. So there are no errors, that's why errors are not displayed. Then I want to run here. Okay. Now if you observe, even though you write multiple printfs, all are printed in the same line. Hello students are printed in the same line. Bridge ladder entry will be student printed in the same line. Welcome to the C language. Everything is printed in same line. And one more important point, whatever you write, that will be executed. System will not do any magics. Okay. So if you write spelling mistakes will be displayed. Okay. Right. Now, how to print in the different lines? Okay. So here we use one escape sequence, which is starts with backslash. Comments would start with forward slash. Remind, please listen this carefully. Comments will start with forward slash in the first line, whereas escape sequences or wildcard characters will be starts with backslash. So if you give backslash n, that means what? Except this, hello students, this backslash n will not be printed. It will have a separate effect. What is that effect? It will go to the next line in the output. So wherever you want to go to the next line, give a backslash n. So whether you want to give in the beginning, whether you want to give in the end, it is your wish. It is not compulsory that in the beginning you have to give or in the ending you want to give. So each and every line I want to print in the next line. So that's why in each and every line what I am giving backslash n. Okay. Now let me compile and run here. Yeah. So the output we got in 4 lines. So the summary of the story is what? In this first program, what you are able to learn, using printf, we are able to print the message. And if the message you want to print in multiple lines, backslash n is used. Okay. Now assume that I have used forward slash mistakenly instead of backward slash. What will happen? What will happen if you use forward slash instead of backward slash? Now let me compile and run.
It will print blank.
It will print as it is. Very good. So except backslash and percentile symbol, remaining all the things will be printed as it is. So they will have a separate meaning in the code. Is that clear? So that will explain one by one, but at least have you understood how to write a first program? First thing. And the second thing, you have to save with .c, of course. Writing a program is step 1, compiling the code and running the code. Is that clear? So now if you remove this backslash and put forward slash, remove the forward slash and put the backslash, now it will have an impact of hello students and welcome. Is that clear, everybody? So computers should be learned on computers. Okay, so we will practice at least some set of programs. Try to learn 1 point from each and every program. That's it. That is enough. So from the first program, what I want to teach is how to write a first program, how to save. File name always saved with .c extension. Give a meaningful name. Okay, and always write the same structure. Comment in the first line, add the header files, predefined code, and main function, and open brackets and close brackets, and printf will print the output. So what is a printf here? Printf is an output statement. So in our first session, what we want to discuss is what are the different input and output in C language, that we will discuss, and data types and operators we will discuss along with the program, because you have a C language lab session. Okay, so today our target is 10 programs. Those who are starting, those who are beginners, please type these programs as it is. Assuming that we don't know anything, we are starting. The people who already know, at least after 1 week, you can compete with everybody. Is that clear? Both of you will be same. Okay, right. So this is my first program. Now, let me go to the session. So this first program, what we have learned how to begin. Is that clear? Now, right now. So what do you mean by compilation here? What do you mean by compilation? The source code will be, after compilation, will become a machine code. Okay, so we will write a source code that will be compiled. Converting source code to machine code is called as compilation process in C language. Is that clear? So the compilation is a process of converting source code to object code, and it is done with the help of compiler. And the compiler checks the source code for the syntactical and semantical errors, as we told yesterday. So errors are two types: syntax errors and semantics errors. So don't forget, we will also learn the mistakes in each and every program also. So if you don't get, deliberately do it and let's learn. Okay. And compilation converts source code to object code or machine code, and that machine code is understood by machine. So even though it is our convenience, you are writing in English, but system will understand zeros and ones only. Okay, right. So that is about. So now in the program, at least learn two errors in this program. Now assume that in the line number 5, I forgot the semicolon. Okay, let's remove the semicolon and try to compile. You will get an error. What was the error? The error is statement missing. Okay, so if you forget the semicolon, you will get an error. So if you get an error, thank God, try to correct it. If you don't get an error, do it deliberately. Try to learn at least one error from each and every program. So if you miss the semicolon, you will get an error called as statement missing. Okay, assume that you miss the flower bracket. What will happen? Now let's compile. There are some set of errors will be given. Okay, sometimes one mistake may lead to 100 errors. Sometimes 100 mistakes may lead to one error. We cannot predict. Errors are errors. So errors are two types: syntax errors. So whatever the errors which I am showing are syntax errors. If you don't correct, it will not go further. Okay. So if you give extra flower bracket also, you will get an error. If you give less flower brackets or more flower brackets, both will give you the error. So we have learned two errors here. If you miss the semicolon, you will get an error. And if you miss the flower bracket also, you will give an error. And one more mistake also we'll try to learn. If you forgot this flower bracket before printf, what will happen? You will get an error. Okay, so these are syntax errors. Okay, and if you forget this double quotations, what will happen? Once again, you will get an error. Okay, so try to learn how many types of errors you have in each and every program. Is that clear, everybody? Exact code everybody will type, but correcting errors are very difficult. Try to learn from beginning only. It is as simple as that. Everybody can drive on the empty roads, but the people who are able to drive in the traffic only, that's what we want, right? Driving, because we have to drive in the traffic, right? So try to correct the errors in each and every program, and try to learn at least one error in each program. So in this program, we have learned at least 2 to 3 errors: statement semicolon mistake, flower bracket mistake, double quotations if you miss, angular brackets you don't should not miss. Assume that instead of printf, you forgot f, you just gave print. What will happen? So it is not giving a error. Let's see. Now it is not compiling. Okay, so it is a semantic error, not syntax error. So you have to give printf. Is that clear, everybody? Is that clear? Now let's go to the basics once again. So here we want to learn first IO in C language. What do you mean by IO in C language? Okay, so I want to learn input and output in C language. How many different ways we can input and how many different ways in output in C language we want to learn first. Okay, so there are two types of input output actually: formatted input, unformatted output. What is formatted and what is unformatted? Let's see. What do you mean by formatted? This printf and scanf will come in formatted things, which is able to format the text, which is able to decorate the text. Whereas unformatted means what? Which will not decorate the text, which will be printed as it is. So let me show you the unformatted also. Okay, which is get C, okay, put C, get char, so all this put char, so get C, put C, get char, put char, all will comes under unformatted. What do you mean by unformatted? Unformatted will not do any makeup things. It will print as it is. Get C, put C, get char, put char, get S, put S, get S, put S. What are all these we will learn later. But we have two types of input output, formatted and unformatted. And we'll also have get CH and put CH. Put CH. So we have two types of input and output, formatted and unformatted. So from formatted, we have used already one printf. So on each and everything, we will do one program. So what do you mean by printf? Printf is an output statement, which is a formatted output, where you are able to do decoration, next line, space, everything. Scanf means was input statement. Okay. So in formatted, you will learn both. Output is printf is an output statement and scanf is an input statement. But it is a formatted. Whereas unformatted means what? Which is a specialist, which will do only one job, which will not do any makeups. It will just print or just accept. Get all our input, put all our output. Okay. So the input output in C language are two types, formatted and unformatted. So most of the people in the institutes will not teach all this directly. They will say printf is an output statement and the scanf is an input statement. Okay, but you have to tell like this in engineering. So IO in C language is two types, formatted and unformatted. Now let us learn about printf and scanf first. So what do you mean by printf and scanf here, people? What do you mean by printf and scanf? Anybody? So the printf function is used for output statement, whereas the scanf function is used for input statement. Is that clear, everybody? So printf function is used for output, which will print the message, whatever you give in the printf will be printed in the console. Okay. And the syntax of the printf, let's see here. The the syntax of the printf is what? Printf, whatever you give in the double quotations, that will be printed as it is. Okay. Now printf is having two syntaxes. The first syntax, what we have done in the previous program. So if you observe here in the first program, what you have done, we have used printf, and in the double quotations, whatever you print, that will be printed as it is. Okay. But you have another syntax of printf also, where value from the memory is extracted and printed. How to print the value of the memory using printf? That is called as this syntax, where the printf will have format string and argument list also. So let me show you the syntax of printf here. Let me write here. Okay. So the printf will have, printf means what? Printf is an output statement. What do you mean by printf? Printf is a output statement. Printf is a output. Which output? Formatted output statement. Yes or no? Printf is a formatted output statement. And printf syntax of the printf is what? Syntax of the printf is two types. First syntax is what? Printf double quotations message. Whatever you type in the message, that will be printed as it is. This is the first syntax of the printf. Only message. And the second syntax of the printf is what? Value of the memory. How to print the value of the memory? So in the double quotations, you will give you the format string, and after the double quotations, you will give you the variable name. Okay, so list of variable names. Variable names. What do you mean by variable? We will learn later. Okay, so if at all you want to print the value of the variable or value of the memory, this syntax is used. If you want to print just a message, whatever you want to give, that is message, that syntax. So this syntax we have demonstrated in our first program. So printf hello students is a message, printf bridge letter into students is a message, printf welcome to C programming is a message, printf thank you for learning is a message. That we have printed. Is that clear, everybody? This is about first syntax of the printf. What do you mean by second printf? The second printf syntax is what? Remember very carefully. Printf double quotations, you will give the format string. What do you mean by format string? We will learn after learning data types. And we will give you the variable name. And you should also remind me what do you mean by data type and what do you mean by variable and what do you mean by format string. So we will learn all these points in the subsequent sessions. But we have understood printf is an formatted output statement. Okay, so printf is a formatted output statement. Is that clear, everybody? Whereas scanf means what? Scanf is an input statement. Scanf is used to take the input from the keyboard. Okay, and what is the syntax of the scanf? Format string and address of a variable. Okay, so what do you mean by the scanf here? Scanf is a input statement. Scanf is a input statement. Input statement. Let me start the sessions very slow. Once we are get understand with the basics, we will brush up. And syntax of the scanf is what? Scanf double quotations, same format string, but here the most important point, address of a variable. So in the printf, we will give you the value of the variable name, whereas in the scanf, we will give you the address of a variable. It is something like storing the value in the memory using scanf. Retrieving the value from the memory and printing on the screen is done by the printf. So we have seen two things here, printf and scanf, which is a formatted IO. Printf is used to print, whereas scanf is used to read the value. Printf is used to write the value on the console. Scanf is used to read the value from the console. So we will do at least 3 programs on printf and 3 programs on scanf. Don't worry at all. Whatever we are telling, we will demonstrate with the program, because programming should be learned using programs. How much ever theory if I tell, you will not understand, or you will say that it is easy, but with the program we will try to demonstrate. Is that clear, everybody? Now anybody have any doubts, you can unmute yourself and you can one by one. Yes, anybody? Till now whatever we thought. So we'll wait for 2 minutes, then we will continue further. Any doubts till now, people? So SEM5 people, CSE IT EC branch, you have any doubt, people? SEM5 of, yeah, any doubt, ma? No doubt. Okay. So SEM5 of civil mechanical, this actually you have to ask people. The CSE IT of SEM5 already doing very good programming using already. So civil mechanical, triple E and automobile of SEM5. Do you have any doubt till now? No doubt. And if you're silent means I'll assume that you're no doubt. Then CSE IT EC of,
Sir,
yeah, please continue. Cheppanam.
sir, difference between get and put, sir.
Yeah, very good. So ikkada get means reading a value, put means writing a value. Whereas ఇప్పుడు printf and scanf difference is what? Printf means write, display. Scanf means read. Similarly, get means read, put means write. Example, get C means what? Read a character. Put C means what? Write a character. Get ch, read the character. Put ch, write the character. But the difference between get c and get ch is what? Get c will read and store. Get ch will read, but it will not store. Okay. Whereas get char also same thing. Read a character. Get s, read the name. Okay. Set of characters. So what do you mean by character? We will learn later. But this unformatted what is means what? Get are the reading and puts are the display. Put c means display the character. Put ch, display the character. Put char, display the character. And put s means display the word. Is that clear, everybody? Is that clear, Mr.? And using get and put, it is an unformatted, it will not do any decoration here. Whereas using printf and scanf, you are able to print in different lines, you can align, you can print in another formats. Whereas in get and put are specialist doctors. They will do only one job. Heart specialist will do heart, lung specialist will do lung, like that. Whereas printf and scanf will do general physician, anybody. Is that clear? Is that clear, my your doubt?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you. You are from which branch?
Okay, sir.
Which branch? Which branch? You are from which branch?
Sir?
Which branch you are from? TSC Mechanical Civil Auto.
IT, sir.
IT. అంటే
IT, sir.
సెమ్ 3 or సెమ్ 5?
IT.
IT లో సెమ్ 3 ఆ సెమ్ 5 ఆ?
Sem 5, sir.
వెరీ గుడ్. ఐ థింక్ సెమ్ 5 అంటే మీరు ఆల్రెడీ డేటా స్ట్రక్చర్స్ కూడా చేస్తున్నారు.
Sem 5, sir.
యా సెమ్ 5 అండి, అర్థమైంది. సెమ్ 5 అంటే మీరు థర్డ్ సెమ్ లో ఆల్రెడీ డేటా స్ట్రక్చర్స్ చేస్తున్నారు కదా. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో?
Yes, sir.
యా వెరీ గుడ్.
Yes, sir.
యా వెరీ గుడ్, వెరీ గుడ్. ఓకే, నో ప్రాబ్లమ్. ఎస్, ఎనీ అదర్ డౌట్స్ పీపుల్?
So once again about this unformatted gets.
Yeah, very good. So here formatted means input and output which you can decorate. Unformatted means you cannot decorate, you just accept and store, and you just print wherever it is. Okay, so we will do one program on unformatted input and output after 10th session, because until and unless if you don't know the character data type and the string data type, we cannot demonstrate this. Okay, but right now you can understand one thing. Get unformatted output means what? You will not decorate, just like that you will read the character, and just like that you will write the character using get and put operations. Is that clear? Whereas in printf and scanf, you can decorate, you can convert one format to another format. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Any other doubts, people? Okay, thank you. So we have discussed. Yes, ma'am.
Get T, get ch, and get c these three for the characters, right?
Once again, ma'am, please.
And what is the difference between them?
అంటే డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ గెట్ సి, గెట్ సిహెచ్, గెట్ క్యార్, ఈ 3 డిఫరెన్సెస్ కావాలమ్మా మీకు?
Yes, sir.
యా రైట్, వెరీ గుడ్ మా. సో ఇక్కడ డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ ఈ గెట్ సి అండ్ గెట్ క్యార్ బోత్ విల్ డూ ద సేమ్ జాబ్, రీడింగ్ ఎ క్యారెక్టర్. ఓన్లీ థింగ్ ఈజ్ మల్టిపుల్ syntaxes are there, but get c and get char both are accepting the character and storing in the variable, whereas get ch will accept the character but it will not store it in the memory. It is something like, for example, ఒక స్టూడెంట్ డౌట్ అడుగుతాడు, but he will not listen the explanation. That means what? Get ch. So it will just ask for the doubt, but he will not listen the explanation. That means what? Get ch. Whereas get c and get char means what? Accept and store it in one memory using get c and get char. Whereas get ch means what? It will accept but it will not store. It is something like, we will watch the movie but we will not download and store it in our memory. Yes or no? That is what? Get ch. We will only watch but we will not store it in the memory. That is get ch. Whereas get c get char means what? We will watch as well as we will store it in our memory. That is get c and get char. So once we will do one program, it will be very clear, people. అర్థమైందమ్మా మీ డిఫరెన్స్?
Means get c, get char are doing the same functionality.
Exactly.
Why we are using the two functions for the same functionality?
Yeah.
Means, is there any difference between both?
Yeah, there is a difference. While doing the program, I will explain more detail, ma. Of course, I got your doubt.
Okay, sir.
I definitely you must be the CSC or IT student. Exactly, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can understand. So I will tell you, I will do the program after learning the strings concept. Okay, because in the after strings and files, you will use all these specialist functions. Okay, so I will. It is too early to discuss about this difference. We will tell you later, ma. So I will be available in the college tomorrow. Anybody, anytime, you can meet me in the SNH C lab. I will be available, and myself, I am Ranjit. Anybody can come and clarify your doubts. Okay, so right now we will skip this doubt. We'll clarify as soon as we come to the strings and characters. So at the end of the class, please stay back. I will clarify your doubt. Any other doubts, people? Right, thank you. So let us,
No, sir.
yeah, thank you. Now let us go through the further concepts. So this is about input and output in C language. Okay. Now let us learn the data types of the main thing of the main theme of the C language is data types. Okay. So as we told yesterday, the main important concept what we are going to learn today is first is input output in C, input and output in C language, that we have already clarified, we have introduced. The second thing what you want to learn is data types in C language. So what do you mean by data types? Why we need data types? We'll tell you. Okay. So after learning data types, we'll also do some programs on data types today. What do you mean by variables? What do you mean by keywords? We will do today. Okay. So this is totally introduction, people. At least for 5 to 6 sessions, you have to bear with us, those who already know. Okay. Then we will learn the list of operators. What do you mean by operators and what are the different types of operators and where we use that operators. Then we have to learn the control structures. Okay, control structures. Once you know these three things, you can do any program. If you are not good at these basics, it is not easy to do the programming. So spend more time on this, at least 1 week, then you can do any programming. Okay. Now let us spend some time on data types in C language. What do you mean by data types in C language? Let us see. So as we told, every program is a combination of data and code, because as we told here, people, the programming is means what? The programming means what? The program will take the input, do some job, and provides the output. Example, I want to accept a number, cube it, and print it. In this program, what you want to do here? Don't read the list of piece of code. First, understand the algorithm. What is the program? Program to print the cube of the given number. So the step one is what? Start. Step two is what? Accept the number from the user using scanf. Step three means what? The accepted number should be stored in the variable. Okay. And the cube should be calculated. Then the step four means what? Print the answer. And step five is stop. So the program, once you know the program is easy, but if you don't know, always algorithm is preferable. The algorithm is preferable. So what do you mean by algorithm here? Start the code, start the program, accept the number, for which number you want to calculate the cube. Then once you accept the number and store in the memory. That is what's important. Accept the number and store it in the memory. Step 3, calculate the cube of the given number. And step 4, display the answer. And step 5, stop. Here we are not learning mathematics. We are learning C language with easy mathematical examples. Here I am not teaching how to calculate cube here. I am teaching how to write the cube of the program in C language. Is that clear? So let us do this. Here, in order to accept the number, we will use scanf. That thing we know. But after acceptance, you have to store it in the memory, right? So for that purpose, you have to learn data type. So let me see the program here now once. So we have started with hash include, as we have done. Then we have written int main. Then we have written some number, int number. That means what? First only you are creating a memory. Then you are asking the user to enter a number. Then using scanf, you are reading the value and storing in a memory called as number. Okay. Then you are calculating the cube and then you are printing. In this step 3 and step 4 both are done in the same line, and close it. And remember one thing, the code written by one person is not understandable to another person. That is very clear. So always algorithm you have to follow so that programming is very, very easy. Now we will do these kind of programs, we will do so many. But ikkada manam ardham chesukovalsina point entante, what do you mean by data types? Okay. So data types means what? Every program will deal with different kinds of data. Every program will deal with different kinds of data. So why you need the data? Because you will accept so many values from the user. Okay, you will accept so many values from the user, and those values should be stored in the memory. So how many types of data you want to accept from the user, that you have to learn first. So the different types of data accepted by the user is called as data types. So we will have different kinds of data is handled by the program. How many types of data is handled by the programs? Let us see. Okay, so we are seeing the data types in C language. Is that clear? So we are learning data types in C language. So what do you mean by data types? Data means what? Values. How many types of data types you have in C language? Let us see. Okay, so you know already this terminology. Only thing is I am trying to make more familiar. That's it. So we want to learn data types. So C program will deal with different kinds of data, and different data will be stored in different memory. Example, character will be stored in 1 byte, number will be stored in 4 bytes, name will be stored in much bytes. Like that, based on the data, memory is required. Example, water will be stored in the bottle, rice will be stored in the bag. Memory, example, data will be stored in the memory. Movie will be stored in the pen drive or CD or DVD or hard disk. Images are stored in the memory, like that. So data means what? Different kinds of data is there, and how much memory is required for the data, let us learn. So we have different kinds of data types here. Okay, so we have different kinds of data types. Now let me summarize here. Let me summarize. So we have actually 3 types of data types. Basically, we have 3 types of data types, which are predefined, derived, and user defined. We have predefined data types. Yes.
Sir, can you please start it newly first tomorrow?
You can exit you can, I will share the session tomorrow, because till only we will of course today I'll finish the data types. We will continue further. Who are you, ma? Can you tell your name?
Okay, sir.
No problem. It is not at all a big deal. Even it is difficult me to teach it after 7:30. Even you have to understand, but there is a less time, and we have to cover at least every day one topic at least. What do you say, ma? So if you have any work,
Okay, sir.
no problem. What is your name, ma? If you don't mind.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. You are from which semester?
fifth semester. Okay, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Please don't mind. I will. You can listen tomorrow session. No problem. You can exit from the today session, because I have to complete today data type, because we have only 15 days to complete this entire C language. Actually, it needs 6 months for the regular students, but in 15 days you have to complete for the bridge students. That's why the people who already know, it is easy. The people who don't know, I am trying to teach. Okay, so please don't mind, people. Let me complete data types today. Okay, yes. So we have predefined data types, derived data types, and as well as user defined data types. What do you mean by predefined data types? The data types which are coming with the software are predefined data types. Okay, something like character data types, integer data types, okay, floating data types, and void data types. All are predefined, coming with the software, and which are existing with the software itself. Whereas the derived software data types are what? Which are arrays, functions, pointers, which are derived from the basic data types. Whereas the user defined data types are what? Structures, unions, and as well as enumerated data types. So we have 3 kinds of data types here, and the entire syllabus depends on these data types only. So if you complete all these data types, your syllabus will be completed. So usually for the regular semester people, the first data type is covers with 2 units. The derived data types will come covered for 2 units, and user defined data types will be covered for 1 unit. Totally 5 units. Is that clear? Now, what do you mean by data types here? We have different kinds of data like predefined, derived, and user defined. So for the first 10 sessions, we will discuss predefined only. So what do you mean by predefined data types? Which are coming with the software and which are system defined. Okay, so which are system defined. These are called as basic data types. Okay, so let us discuss the basic data types which is listed here. So if you see here, we have a character data type. We have signed char and unsigned char both. So in the character, you have three categories: signed character and unsigned character. That is character data type. Whereas under integer, you have so many categories of integers. So we'll explain one by one, don't worry. Okay, now let me show you the picture here. So we will wind up the session, today's session at 9:15, don't worry. Okay, so data types in C language. So if you type the text here and let me show you the picture, then we will go further. This one. Yeah. So if you observe here, data types are three types: primitive data types, derived data types, and user defined data types. Is that clear? So this is about the primitive data types. Okay, and we will also have a basic data types also. Okay, and this is about the, okay, so let me let it load. Yeah, so if you observe here, primitive data types are system defined data types, which are character, integer, float, long, double, void, all are system defined data types. Whereas derived data types are what? Arrays, functions, pointers. Okay, whereas user defined data types will be structure, union, and enum. If you complete all these data types, your syllabus will be completed, don't worry. So the data types are spread out through entire syllabus. Okay, now let us learn at least one program on char, int, float, long, double. Okay, so what do you mean by data types here? If you observe here, every data type will occupy some piece of memory. Example, character data type will occupy 1 byte of memory, and in that 1 byte we can store -128 to +127. Whereas short int will be stored using 2 bytes of memory, and which will store -32,768 to +32,767. Okay, whereas integer is 4 bytes, long is 4 bytes, float is 4 bytes, double is 8 bytes, like this. Now anybody have any doubt in this? Why we are getting, now I have a doubt actually. What is this range called as? So let me take an example here. Example, if you ask me the time will be measured in what? 24 hours, 12 hours, like this. Okay, so even though ఎంత టైం ఉన్నా కానీ we will measure in 24 hours only maximum. After 24, once again it starts from 1. Similarly, the every data type will have a beginning range and ending range. After exceeding the ending range, once again the cycle will be repeated. So in that range only it will store the data. If it exceeded, the cycle will be repeated. Is that clear? So let's do one program on the basic data types today. Is that clear? So we will complete the session by 9:15 people once again. Okay, so right now the first program is what? Program to demonstrate the basic data types. Okay, so program to demonstrate the basic data types. Okay, right, so we are writing hash include stdio.h, and we are writing int main. Okay, now I will, what is the syntax for creating a data type is example char ch. What do you mean by that? Char is the data type and ch is a variable name. What do you mean by variable? Variable is a piece of memory where you will store the value, but which data will be stored? Character data will be stored. So ch is a what? Ch is a character variable, okay, which will store the characters. Okay, similarly int number. Okay, number is what? Number is a integer variable. So what do you mean by variable? Variable is a piece of memory where you will store the data. Now, float price. Price is a float variable which will store the price is a float variable. Okay, now you have to understand. What do you mean by char ch here syntax? Char is a character data type where ch is a memory created for 1 byte. Number is 4 bytes. Price is 4 bytes. So if you see here in the picture what we have shown you, each data type will occupy some piece of bytes. Char is 1 byte, short is 2 bytes, int is 4 bytes, double is 8 bytes. Like that, how much memory you want, that much memory you will create, and that much data you will store. Example, 1 liter water bottle, 5 liters water bottle, 10 liters water bottle, 1000 liters, and 5000 liters, and the ocean water also you can store in some cubics, etc. Is that clear, everybody? Similar. So how much data? So first you have to decide what data you want and how you want to store. That you will decide. Okay. So here I will create 3 variables: char ch, int num, and float price. That means what? Created 3 memory and giving some names. So 1 byte of memory, the memory name is what? Ch. 4 bytes of memory, the memory name is number. 4 bytes of memory, the memory name is price. But the 5th line will store characters, the 6th line will store numbers, and the 7th line will store numbers with decimals. Okay. Now I will print some value. So printf. Now if you observe here, the previous printf what we have seen in the first program is printing the message, where if you see the syntax of the printf, if you remember, printf is used for 2 purposes: printing a message as well as printing the format string and variable name. Now let us demonstrate that with the program. Okay. Now here what I am doing, %c will be the format specifier for character, and the variable name is what? Ch. Okay. Similarly, printf %d will be the format specifier for integer, and the variable name is number. Okay. And printf %f will be the format specifier for float, and variable name is price. Now I am printing value of the ch, value of the num, value of the price. What do you mean by ch, num, and price? Ch is a memory, num is a memory, and price is a memory. And what value stored in that memory? Let us see. Now can anybody can predict the output of this program? So in the line number 5, 6, 7, I have created the memory with character data type, integer data type, and float data type. And in the line number 8, 9, and 10, we are displaying the values of the memory. So that printf, as we said, we are using for 2 purposes. The first purpose is printing the message, and the second purpose is extracting the value from the memory and printing the output. So we have different data types, and each data type is having different format specifiers also. Okay. So character C for %c, that is %c is for a character format string, %d is for integer format, and %f is for float. Like that, each data type is having a separate format string. Okay. And in that format only the memory will be printed. Is that clear? Now let's save this program, data type. So let's save this program. Data types dot st. Now let's compile and run the program. Now anybody can predict the output here?
Nothing will
0.
Yeah, let's see here.
Some garbage values.
Yeah, very good, ma'am. Very good. We appreciate your answers. Oh, now. So we did not store anything. By default, some value will be available in the memory. That value will be printed. Example, we went to the matinee show. In the matinee show, the morning show popcorn will be there on the seat. And when we went for the first show, morning show and matinee show popcorn will be there on this seat. Is that clear? Similarly, you have created the variables, but you did not store any values. By default, some value will be already available in that memory, which is used by the previous program, that will be printed. So if you don't store anything, the garbage values will be printed. Is that clear? So 6IT will be printed and something else also will be printed. Only 6IT is getting printed. Now let me print in the different line so that I want to get an output with clear.
So the screen is not visible, sir.
Yeah, just a moment. Screen is not visible. Just a moment. I think the net is getting disturbed. Oh. Yeah. So I'm rejoining once again. So this output. So what do you mean by that? So whenever you don't store anything, by default garbage values will be stored. So with that one program I want to show you, by default garbage values will be stored before you store anything. That's what I want to tell. So let me present once again, because I lost a network. That's why I lost everything. So let me share everything once again. Yeah. So now it is visible, everybody?
Yes, sir, it's visible now.
Yeah, thank you. Now if you print the output, now let me see the output. If you observe here, you are not able to see. Which tab you are not able to see, ma? Please, can you tell? SEM3 or SEM5?
SEM3.
Branch.
SEM3.
Yeah,
Mechanical.
SEM3. Let me check.
SEM3, sir.
Just a moment. I think it is getting refreshed till now. SEM3 present now. Yeah, is it visible now? Yeah, it is getting coming. Just a moment. It is on the way. Present. Presenting.
Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, now if you see the output here, people, number of programs chudakandi, what you are learning, please watch it. Okay, so here if you observe here in this, some garbage values are getting printed. Okay, so if you observe in the 8th line, what I am printing, value of character. In the 9th line, value of the variable number and value of price. And if you give, what do you mean by each and every character? If you don't know anything, please ask me. So for, I want to print in format, %C format in CH, %D format the number, and %F format in price. So you have to understand, %C is for character, %D is for integer, %F is for float. Yes, people? Yes. Now, if you compile and run, you will get a garbage output, because so the number is printing 68, the float is printing 0.000, and the character is printing blank. Even the blank is a garbage. Okay. Now let me store some value here, is equal to the I want to print at the rate of in the character. Okay, and in the number I want to store 90, and in the price I want to store a bata price 99.99. Okay, whereas the number I want to change it, both I don't want to do 77. Is that clear? Now let me compile and see the output here. Now if you see here, the character is printing at the rate of, the number is printing 77, and the float is printing 99. Of course, because of precision, you are getting some different value. That is leave about the topic. But so if you don't store the value, by default garbage values will be printed. That is the first point, very, very important, famous interview question. So by default,
Sir,
yes, ma'am. Yes.
is the value depend on the compiler?
No, value will not be depend on, garbage value will not be depend on the compiler. That memory is used by previous program. Whatever the value is available there, that will be printed. For example, when we go to the nearest theater, that which garbage will be there in the seat, we cannot predict. Okay, so it is not depend on the character compiler. Garbage
Sir, we
value
can
will be
use
there. Which
clear
garbage?
screen.
Whatever the yeah, we can use clear screen. Clear screen is only clearing the board, not memory. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే మనం మెమరీ అలొకేట్ చేస్తున్నామండి. 1 byte ఆఫ్ మెమరీ ఫర్ క్యారెక్టర్, 1 byte ఆఫ్ మెమరీ ఫర్ ఇంటిజర్, 1 byte ఆఫ్ మెమరీ ఫర్ ఫ్లోట్. క్లియర్ స్క్రీన్ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే మన అవుట్పుట్ విండో క్లియర్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, బట్ మెమరీ క్లియర్ చేయలేదు. మెమరీ క్లీనింగ్ ఈజ్ నాట్ అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ సి లాంగ్వేజ్, విచ్ ఇస్ అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ జావా, which is garbage collector program. In C language, by default, if you don't store anything, garbage values will be available. So very important enti, you have to initialize, you have to store the beginning value, then only you have to print or use. If you, without initialization, if you access the variables, you will get the garbage answers. That's it. Is that clear, everybody? That's what I want to convey. So if you store the values, well and good. But if you don't store the values, you will get a problem. Now in this program, I want to demonstrate what?
So,
Yes, ma.
so is there any relation between the type of garbage value that we get and the variable that, I mean, the data type we specify? For example, if I specify char ch and I don't mention any value to it,
Okay.
so that is there any guarantee that only garbage value related to character I'm going to get, or any other garbage value like integer or float?
Yeah, very good doubt, ma. Because in the line number 8, you are giving percentage C. So whatever the garbage value is there, it is formatted into character format, then it is getting printed. So if you want to print the garbage value in number, you change it to D here in the line number 8. Then the garbage will be converted into number, and number format it will get, because the printf is a formatted IO. And it will format the data from one format to another format. Very, very good question. Is that clear, ma? It is a garbage. Now, your doubt, I can convey one thing. For the computer, everything is numbers, zeros and ones. But for us, combination of those numbers, we will form characters, integer, floats, and doubles. Okay. So if you take C format, percentile C format, it is characters. If you take percentile D format, it is numbers. If you take percentile F format, it is float. So the printf will decide in which format you want to utilize. Okay, that's why I'm saying percentile C will generate the garbage into character format. Percentile D will generate the data into number format. Percentile F will generate the into float format. Is that clear? Now, if example, now, Mr. I have stored at the rate of, right? If I give percentile D here, if I give percentile D in the line number 8, even though the character is a character data, but if you give percentile D, let's see the output, what it is getting printed. 64 is printed. Why? Because at the rate of will have an equivalent ASCII value that will be printed. So for the computer, everything is a number. For us, it is English, but for the computer, it is everything is a number, and that number is converted into binary format. Okay. So those combinations of data can be converted from one format to another format. Is that clear? So if you give percentile C, you will get in character format output. Okay. If you give percentile D, it will be printed in number format. Is that clear, everybody? So if, for example, the say 9th line, you want to print it in C format, and the 8th line, you want to print it in the D format, that you can do it. If you see here, the first line is printing the character, but at the rate of equivalent number is what? 64. You are able to convert the format, whereas the number is converted into character. Is that clear? So one format can be converted into another format. That's why we told printf is a formatted IO. That's what I want to convey. Very good, ma. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And one more doubt, sir.
Yes. Yes, Mr. 301. Sem 3.
Yes, sir. Sir, what is the true form of a garbage value, sir? Is it going to be in a hexadecimal form or a binary form?
It will be generally, it will be in hexadecimal form only, but we are using in a binary format in this program. Okay. So generally in the memory, it is combination of zeros and ones, because it is a binary format. But usually you can use binary, hexadecimal, and okay. So that we will have different categories of data also: binary, octal, hexadecimal, and numbers, decimal numbers. and data will be converted from one format to another format. So by default, you will have in binary format, zeros and ones. And that binary format can be converted into numbers, decimal format, octal format, and hexadecimal format. Hexadecimal is used for addresses, numbers is used for general numbers, characters is used for text, okay, binary is used for computer. So by default, zeros and ones.
Yes, sir, clear, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, very good. So in this program, what you want to teach is people, we are not displaying a predefined program. We are writing the code on the spot and we are trying to learn something from there. So in the line number 5, what you are doing, you are creating the character variable and you are storing a value at the rate of. If you observe, always character should be quoted in single quotations. Okay. And in the line number 6, you are creating an integer variable and you are storing a 77 value there. And in the line number 7, you are creating a float variable and you are storing 99. And in the line number 8, 9 and 10, you are printing the values of the memory. So in the first program, I have printed using a message. And in the second program, I have printed using the values of the variables. Now in the next program, what you want to learn is, now you are saying that character is having 1 byte, integer is having 2 bytes, float is having some number of bytes. How to print the size of the data using, so program to print size of the data type. Program to print the size of the data type. Let us do this. So how to print the size of the data type, which is done by a separate operator called as size of. So before going to this program, I would like to tell, so we have illustrated what? We have told that data types are 3 types: predefined, derived, and user defined, right? Now let us see the types of operators also. Okay, so we told you that there are different kinds of data types. Similarly, we want to see different kinds of variables also. Is that clear? Sorry, different kinds of operators. So we have 8 types of operators. Okay, so what do you mean by operator here? What do you mean by operators here? Operator means operator is a symbol. Operator is a symbol which will perform particular task. Which will perform a particular task. Now, how many types of operators we have? We have 8 types of operators. What are the 8 types? Assignment operator, arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operator, conditional operator, bitwise, increment and decrement, like that. So we have different kinds of operators we have. Is that clear? Now let me show you the types of operators from the web or else from the, okay. So let me show you, we can also show from the, okay. So let me write here, assignment. Assignment operator means what? Is equal to, okay. Arithmetic operators means what? Plus, minus, star, slash, modulus. This will perform the arithmetic operations. Relational operators. So relational operators means what? Less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to, and double equal to. Okay. And conditional operator. What do you mean by conditional operator? Question mark and colon. Okay. And increment and decrement operator. Increment or decrement operator. What do you mean by increment or decrement operator? Which means increment or decrement operator means plus plus and minus minus. Each operator will perform some particular job. Assignment, arithmetic, relational, and we have logical operators. Logical operators means what? And, or, not. And not. Okay. Assignment, arithmetic, relational, logical, conditional, special operators. Special operators means what? Comma, dot, size of. Okay, like this you have different kinds of special operators. Then finally binary, bitwise operator. So we have 8 categories of operators. And what do you mean by operator? Operator is a symbol which will perform particular task. Okay, now we are going to size of operator, using which you can decide how much memory is allocated for each data type. So the C language is a combination of what? Data types, operators, control structures. Okay, So the C language, what you are going to discuss, we are going to discuss different kinds of input output, that is printf, scanf, and you are going to discuss different data types and as well as different operators and different control structures. All four together you have to do the programming. So we will introduce all, and in each and every program we will bring one by one and we will do some set of programs. Okay, it is in the theory they will tell you all data types at one place, all operators at one place, all control structures at one place, but practically all together you have to use in the program. So one by one I am trying to use, and any doubt please ask me, and in a very short time I am able to cover as much as I can, but later also any time all the students are welcome to any faculty and even me myself. Is that clear? Now let me do the program here. So which program I want to do? I will do one program and I will wind up. So program to print the size of the data type. Okay. Now I want to printf. Okay. So how much size is used for character data type I want to print? So first I'll create what? Char ch. Okay. And I want to print the size of the data type. So here the size of the integer. Okay, so memory number of bytes for character, number of, okay, so size of uh, number of bytes for ch. How many number of bytes allocated for ch? That I will decide using %d, and that is calculated using. Okay, now you can do it in one line, you can do it in two lines also. So the two lines is what? So I will create a one more variable here in order to store the size here, int size. Okay, so int s. Okay, and in s I want to store size of, how much size is available for ch. Okay, so this size of will do what? Size of will check how much memory is created for the data type ch. Okay, so 1 byte. Okay, that I want to print. So what is the data type of yes? That is a %d, and that will be printed here. Yes. So if you see the output here, size.c, you see the output here, the number of bytes for character is what? 1 byte. How you are able to calculate? First, you have created a character variable and you are able to measure how much memory is allocated for character, and that is stored in the number, and that you are printing. This everything you can do it in one line also. One more thing. Now, okay, so you can do it in one line also. Let me show you. In one line also I can do it. So printf the number of bytes for character I want to say. The number of bytes for character I want to say. So directly you say size of char. In the straightforward, in the printf itself you can give straightforward, or else you can give two to three lines. Both you can do. So number of lines are increased means code will become easy. The number of lines are decreased means code become complicated. So you can write the code in one line or you can write the code in n lines. So here I want to print the number of bytes for character. How many number of bytes for character? 1 byte. Let me show you. The number of bytes for character is what? 1 byte. Is that clear? Now let me show you like this how many bytes for short. So how many data types I want to show you? At least 5 data types here. All the 5 data types I want to show. Okay. So for the first line I want to print character, and the second line I want to print for short int. Okay, and here I want to give short, and the third line I want to print integer, and here I want to give int, and the fourth line I want to print char short int long, and here I want to give long, and here I want to give float, and here I want to give float, and here I want to give double, and here I want to give double, and here I want to give long double, and here I want to give long double. And in front of you I'm typing, people. I'm not copying and pasting in some program. Now if you see the output of this program, and everything is printed in the one line, as we know, the \n will print you the program in different lines. So let me give you the \n. So this program is what? The program to check how much memory is allocated for each data type. So I want to, so as we told, the size of will measure the number of bytes allocated for the memory. Now, if you see here, number of bytes for character is 1 byte, number of bytes for short is 2 bytes, number of bytes for integer is 4 bytes, number of bytes for long is 4, float is 4, double is 8, long double is 2 bytes. Now, can anybody can tell how many number of bytes is allocated for void? Even void is a data type, right? Everybody know void is a data type, okay? And how much memory is allocated for void? Anybody? The final answer, then we will discuss tomorrow. We will continue data types, operators. So in this total week, we will discuss data types, operators, and control structures. More you are good at data types, operators, and control structures, that much strong programming you can do. Okay. So can anybody can tell the output of the fourth line? How much memory is allocated for void? Anybody? CSC, IT, EC. Now the question for you. How much memory is allocated for void? Because void will not store anything.
2 bytes.
2 bytes. Any other option A, 2 bytes. Any other answers?
0, sir.
Option B, 0. Option C,
0.
0. Okay, let's see the output. Even void will occupy 1 byte. Even nothing is stored in some memory. You want to say nothing, but nothing where you will store. Excuse me. Is that clear? So void means what? 1. So even void will not store anything, but void will occupy some memory, 1 byte. Is that clear? So in this program, what you want to convey is size of will store how much amount of memory is allocated for each data type. So today we have given the introduction to what are the different kinds of IO statements. So we told you what are the different IO operations we have, formatted and unformatted. Then we have discussed what are the different data types. Okay, we have discussed the different data types, predefined, derived, and user defined, and we are discussing about predefined data types. Then we are discussing about different operators also: assignment, arithmetic, relational, logical, conditional, special, bitwise, increment, and decrement operators. And each operator will tell you. Today we have done program on size of operator. Like that, each and every operator will do one program so that you will understand. So if you are good at data types, operators, and control structures together, the entire C programming will become easy for you. So thank you so much, students. Tomorrow we'll continue. So students who have doubts, stay back. The students who have clarified your doubts, you can exit and continue your work. So thank you so much, students. The students who have doubts, stay back and ask your doubts, please.
Excuse me, sir. So can you please share the code that you have written today?
Yeah, sure. Ante, you want to see the screen on the screen, or you want to share it in WhatsApp?
Sir, WhatsApp.
Yeah, sure. I will share. It is size of code, right? Sure. In the internet also, but of course I'll share it. So which branch you are from, so that I will share this code in the concerned group.
Sir, I'm from CSC, sir.
CSC SEM 3 or SEM 3, I think. Okay, I'll share it.
SEM 3, sir.
Yeah, I will share it in the group. Yeah, any other doubt?
For mechanical system also, sir.
Yeah, so I will share this program in each and every group, no problem. Yeah, any other doubts?
No, sir.
So, in intermediate, return type will be return 0 value.
Yeah, very good doubt, ma. So if you don't write return 0 also, by default system will return something. Okay, so if you write return 0 also, well and good. If you don't write also, system will automatically will return something. Okay, so it is not a problem that you have to write return 0 or return 1. So by default, system will return. Okay.
Sir, by using void main,
Yeah, by using void main.
We no need to use return type now, sir.
Yeah, very good, ma.
So,
Yeah, very good. Actually, this void main and int main will be discussed in the functions. It is too early, but for your clarification, I'll tell you. Void means what? Whenever the function don't want to return value, you will write void here. So if you write void means what? Function will not return a value. But if you write int means what? The function will return a value. But only for main function, by default, the operating system will grab the value from the main. Okay, but for the other user defined functions, you have to very clearly mention. If you write int, You have to write the return statement for user defined functions. But for the only main function, if you don't write return value also, by default some value will be returned. Okay, for the main function, by default value will be returned. But for user defined functions, compulsorily if you write int, value must be returned using return statement. Okay, so at that time you will raise an error. Is your doubt clarified, ma? For user defined function, return statement is compulsory. For the main function, return statement is optional. By default, main will return. And as you know that if you don't write anything beside main, what is the default return data type? Int. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Very good, ma. Rule number 302. We appreciate your doubt.
సార్
Yes.
లాస్ట్
Any
లో
other
స్టాప్
doubt?
అయింది సార్ సార్
అర్థం
సార్
కాలేదు.
లాస్ట్ లో స్టాప్ అయింది సార్
ఏం స్టాప్ అయింది?
ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో
ఎక్కడ లైన్ నంబర్? ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో లైన్ నంబర్ అమ్మా.
ఇది కాదు సార్ ఇంతకుముందు సార్ ఇది కాదు ఇంతకుముందు కూడా సార్
ఒక్క నిమిషం. ఇంతకుముందు ప్రోగ్రామ్
ఆల్రెడీ సార్ ఆల్రెడీ
ఇప్పుడు ఇగో ఇది ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ చేసాం మనం టు ప్రింట్ ద మెసేజ్. ఓకే, ఇదేమో ఓన్లీ ఇంగ్లీష్. ఐ వాంట్ టు షో యూ ద నోట్స్ లైక్ ఎ బోర్డ్. దిస్ ఈజ్ అన్ అల్గోరిథం యాక్చువల్లీ. స్టార్ట్, యాక్సెప్ట్ ద నెంబర్, క్యాలిక్యులేట్ క్యూబ్. ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ మనం చేయలేదు యాక్చువల్లీ. మీకు టైం ఉంటే ఇప్పుడు చేస్తాను. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ ఇదేమో యూజర్ డేటా టైప్స్. ఈ నోట్స్ అంతా నేను ఫార్వర్డ్ చేస్తాను, డోంట్ వరీ. నోట్స్ టెన్షన్ పడకండి. ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఏమో క్రియేటింగ్ ద క్యారెక్టర్ వేరియబుల్స్ అండ్ ప్రింటింగ్ ద అవుట్పుట్. ఇదేనమ్మా మీరు అడిగేది? ఆర్ యు దేర్?
సార్ దీంట్లో వాయిడ్ ఒకసారి
సార్
యా, వాయిడ్ ఏం లేదమ్మా. ఇప్పుడు ఒకవేళ వాయిడ్ రాస్తే ఏంటంటే బై డిఫాల్ట్ సిస్టమ్ విల్ నాట్ రిటర్న్ ఎనీథింగ్ అనేది వాయిడ్ రాస్తాం. సో ద పీపుల్ హు ఆర్ లెర్నింగ్ జస్ట్ నో void int అనేది we will discuss in functions. The people who already know this concept, I can clarify them. Void means what? Function will not return a value. Int means what? Function will return a value. Example, మీరు షాపింగ్ వెళ్ళినప్పుడు you will get some product. That means what? Return value is expected. When you go for a movie, return value will not be expected. You will watch the movie, you will not get anything back. So when you are not getting anything back, you have to write void. If you are getting something back, you have to write which type you are getting back. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. Any other doubts? By default, if you don't write anything, integer. Yes.
The difference between return 0 and return -1.
Both are integers only, ma. Both are integers. Only thing is successful execution and unsuccessful execution is measured with the operating system. That's it. So ఇది ఏంటంటే డేటా స్ట్రక్చర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో మనం -1 అంటే అన్సక్సెస్ఫుల్ అని, 0 అంటే సక్సెస్ఫుల్ అని మనం కోడింగ్ చేస్తాం తప్ప nothing special, much special is there. But if anything special is there, I'll let you know by tomorrow.
Sorry, header file ante okasari explain chestha.
Very good, amma. Header file ante very simple, people. Header file is the predefined programs which are already written and packed inside and stored in the header file. For example, printf is a big program which is already written how to print the value in the screen. That program is already available in header file. సో మనం రాసే ప్రోగ్రాంలో 100% ఆఫ్ ది కోడ్లో 60% ఆఫ్ ది కోడ్ ఆల్రెడీ రిటర్న్. ఎగ్జాంపుల్, మీరు ఎవరైనా టర్బోసీ కానీ టీసీ కానీ రాస్తే, మనం ఇప్పుడు ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 11 లైన్స్ ఆఫ్ కోడ్ రాసాము. బట్ ఇఫ్ యూ కంపైల్, ఆల్మోస్ట్ 300 లైన్స్ విల్ బి కంపైల్డ్. వేర్ ఆర్ దట్ 280 లైన్స్ ఆర్ కమింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ దట్ printf code is taking from stdio.h header file. So what do you mean by header file? Header file is a collection of predefined programs coming with the software packed in one file. So whenever you add this header file, what will happen? Whatever the programs you are using in that program, those programs will be added while before compilation, which is done by the preprocessor. So whenever we are discussing preprocessor concept, we will discuss. Okay. So then already in my YouTube channel, I have already explained about this preprocessor. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, in this program, in the 8th line, it's a %d, right, sir?
Yeah, actually.
So when we compile it, some number is coming. So what is the use of @ in the 5th line?
అంటే ఏ లైన్ లో డౌట్ అమ్మా మీకు? మనసుగా కొద్దిగా బ్రేక్ అయింది. We are getting some.
Sir, as in the 8th line, if you write %, sir?
if you write percentage C in the 8th line, the value of the character will be printed in character format.
No, sir.
Uh,
No, if you write percentage D in the 8th line, sir.
Okay.
So what is the output will get and what is the use of the rate in the
Right, very good, ma. Very good doubt. So if you write percentage D there, the ASCII value of the character is printed. If you write percentage C there, the actual character is getting printed. So for us it is a character, but for the system it is a number. Every character will have equivalent ASCII number, which will be stored in the memory in binary format. So what it will do is, from the memory, it will take that binary, converted into number. That number will be converted into character, and that character will be printed actually. But if you give D, what will happen is, without converting into character format, straight away number will be printed. So each and every character will have equivalent ASCII value. So tomorrow I will show you the what is ASCII value and what is character, and difference of character set and ASCII value will tell you tomorrow. Is that clear, ma?
Sir?
Ma? Yes, ma.
Sir,
Yes.
how to overcome the errors, sir? Errors.
వెరీ సింపుల్ అమ్మా. ఇప్పుడు మీకు తెలియకుండా చేసే ఎర్రర్స్ ఏమో మనం కరెక్ట్ చేయాలి. సో మనం ఇప్పుడు ఎగ్జాంపుల్, వెన్ యూ కంపైల్, ఇట్ విల్ షో యూ ఇన్ విచ్ లైన్ విచ్ క్యారెక్టర్ యూ విల్ గెట్ అన్ ఎర్రర్. దట్ థింగ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు క్లారిఫై. ఇప్పుడు ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇఫ్ ఐ రిమూవ్ ద 8th లైన్లో సెమికాలన్ తీసేసామనుకోండి, విల్ గెట్ అన్ ఎర్రర్. అండ్ వెన్ యూ కంపైల్, ఇట్ విల్ షో యూ ద ఎర్రర్ ఇన్ ద 9th లైన్. సో దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు చెక్ 9th, 8th అండ్ 7th లైన్, అండ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఐడెంటిఫై అండ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు కరెక్ట్. సో మనకు మాక్సిమం నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఎర్రర్స్ ఆల్రెడీ ఐడియా ఉంటే వీ కెన్ డూ ఇట్ స్ట్రేట్ ఫార్వర్డ్. మీరు ఫస్ట్ టైం ఎర్రర్ చూస్తే డెఫినెట్లీ ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ టైం. ఈవెన్ దిస్ ఎర్రర్ ఐ am seeing from long time, straight away I am correcting. So that's why maximum errors మీరు ఒకసారి ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకుంటే it is easy to correct the errors. First time if you encounter the error, it will take lot of time to rectify it, because you have to identify where is that error is. So
సార్ అంటే సార్ ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ నేను ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేశాను సార్.
ఓకే,
అంటే ఎర్రర్ చూపిస్తుంది సార్ 6th లైన్ లో.
6th లైన్లో ఎర్రర్ చూపిస్తుందా? సేమ్ థింగ్, సేమ్ నేను రాసిందే మీరు టైప్ చేశారా?
ఎస్ సార్.
అయితే మీరు కమెంట్స్ ఏమన్నా రాంగ్ ఇచ్చారేమో. ఈ బ్లూ థింగ్ అన్ని తీసేయండి, ఓన్లీ కోడ్ టైప్ చేయండి. ఇంకొక 8th లైన్లో ఎర్రర్ ఎందుకు వస్తుందబ్బా? మీరు సెమికాలన్ ఏమన్నా మర్చిపోయారా? ఒక్కసారి ఈ కోడ్ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ టైప్ చేయండి. కావాలంటే ఒక ఫోటో తీసుకోండి, టైప్ చేయండి. ఏం ఎర్రర్ వస్తుందో నాకు ఒకసారి వాట్సాప్లో స్క్రీన్ షాట్ పంపించండి, లేదంటే స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేయండి. ఐ విల్ కరెక్ట్ ఇట్, నో ప్రాబ్లం.
సార్ అంటే నన్ను వీడియో ఆన్ చేసి చూపిస్తాను సార్.
యా, నో ప్రాబ్లం. మీరు ఒక పని చేయండి, మీరు ఏ బ్రాంచ్ అండి? దాన్ని ఆ స్క్రీన్ నేను ఆఫ్ చేస్తాను. ఆటోమొబైల్ సెమ్ 3 సెమ్ 5?
సెమ్ 5 313.
యా, జస్ట్ మూమెంట్ మా. సో నేను సెమ్ 5 313, రైట్? సో ఐ విల్ స్టాప్ షేరింగ్ ఇట్, యూ స్టార్ట్ షేరింగ్ సో దట్ ఐ కెన్.
సార్ అంటే సార్ నేను ఇది ల్యాప్టాప్ లో చేశాను సార్, ఫోన్ లో వింటున్నాను.
ఓ పని చేయండి, అంటే ఓ పని చేయి, స్క్రీన్ ఫోటో తీసి నాకు వాట్సాప్ చేయండి, నేను చెక్ చేస్తాను. ఒకసారి స్క్రీన్ ఫోటో తీసి వాట్సాప్ చేయండి, నేను కరెక్ట్ చేస్తాను. ఓకే, ఎనీ అదర్ డౌట్స్ పీపుల్?
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, నో ప్రాబ్లం. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
సార్ లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ ఇది సి ప్రోగ్రామ్ థియరీ ఎగ్జామ్ ఉండేనా సార్?
ఒక 4 years బ్యాక్ థియరీ ఎగ్జామ్ ఉండింది. ఫ్రమ్ సిబిసిఎస్ అండ్ ఏఐసిటి కరికులం ఇట్ ఈస్ ల్యాబ్ ఎగ్జామ్.
ఓకే సార్. అంటే ఇప్పుడు బ్యాక్లాగ్ పడితే మళ్ళీ అది రాదా సార్? లేకపోతే
బ్యాక్లాగ్ ఉంటే మరి ఇప్పుడు మీకు బ్యాక్లాగ్ పడితే ల్యాబే రాయాలి, వాళ్ళకి బ్యాక్లాగ్ ఉంటే థియరీ రాయాలి. ఎస్,
ఓకే సార్.
ఎక్స్క్యూజ్ మీ పీపుల్. .h అండి.
ఓకే, అంటే అది హెడర్ ఫైల్ stdio.h అనేది హెడర్ ఫైల్.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ.
దాని ముందర
ఇంక్లూడ్ అని అంటే ఏంటంటే ఈ హెడర్ ఫైల్ ని మనం యాడ్ చేస్తున్నాం ఇన్ యువర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్. ఓకే, ఓకే పీపుల్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ ఫర్ టుడేస్. ఎస్ మా, ఎనీ అదర్ డౌట్? థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Exam will be conducted in online mode or offline mode, sir?
On offline mode, ma. All lab exams in this semester will be conducted offline.
Sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, please. Yes. Any other doubt, ma?
Sir, why did you keep on offline class, sir?
Yeah, you're actually from 9:30 to 4:30 you already doing labs, right? So after 4:30 it is difficult to conduct, that's why we are conducting online. But Anybody who is interested, I will be available at from 9:30 to 4:30 in SNH Lab 2, C Lab. Anybody can come and meet me and try to clarify your doubts. So you request your HOD to conduct offline classes. We are ready to conduct.
సార్ ఈ హెడర్ ఫైల్ కంపైలర్ కి డిఫరెంట్ ఉందా సార్?
ఏం లేదండి, జనరల్గా .h అనే ఉంటుంది. సి లాంగ్వేజ్లో హెడర్ సేమే ఉంటుందండి, కొన్ని చేంజ్ అవుతాయి బట్ మాక్సిమం సేమ్ ఉంటుంది.
ఇంకా వేరే ఉన్నాయా సార్ STDIO కాకుండా ఇంకా వేరే?
ఎస్ STDIO అంటే ఏంటంటే స్టాండర్డ్ ఇన్పుట్ అవుట్పుట్. అది కాకుండా మనం string.h ఉంది, math.h ఉంది. Math.h will have all mathematical operations. String.h will have all string operations. Like this we have plenty of header files. Each header file will have its own type of predefined operations. So STDIO means what? Standard input output. String.h means what? String operations. Math.h, mathematical operations. We have so many kinds of predefined header files.
Okay sir, thank you.
Sir, record రాయాలా సార్? రికార్డ్ ఉంటుందా?
Yeah, record ఉంటుంది. We will tell you how many programs to be written in the record. We'll tell you in the next forward sessions.
Okay sir.
Thank you. Any other doubts, people?
సార్ నేను వాట్సాప్ చేశాను సార్.
Yeah, I will check it. I'll check it. So any other doubts, people? I'll clarify the student WhatsApp doubt. Any other doubts? Okay, so thank you so much for the session. We will stop recording for today, and we will continue tomorrow, people. Okay, so please come with some doubts, and you can communicate with me in your WhatsApp group as well as personally in the college. Thank you so much.
Thank you sir.
Thank you.
సార్
చెక్ చేస్తున్నా just people, please unmute yourself, mute yourself if you are talking something else other than subject.
హలో సార్.
Yes ma'am.